Cochlea. Structure. The bony cochlea is a coiled tube making 2.5 to 2.75 turns round and central pyramid of bone called modulus. The cochlea resembles the shell of a common snail. Its apex is directed towards the medial wall of tympanic cavity, while the base of modulus is directed towards internal acoustic meatus. Around the modulus and winding spirally like the thread of a screw is a thin plate of bone called osseous spiral lamina. It divides the bony cochlea incompletely and gives attachment to basilar membrane. The bony bulge in the medial wall of middle ear, the promontory, is due to the basal coil of cochlea. The bony cochlea consists of three compartments: scala vestibulae, scala tympani, and scala media. Scala vestibulae and scala tympani are filled with perilymph, whereas scala media is filled with endolymph. Scala vestibulae is closed by the foot plate of stapes, which separates it from the air-filled middle ear. Scala tympani is closed by secondary tympanic membrane, and it is also connected with the subarachnoid space through aqueduct of cochlea. Scala vestibulae and scala tympani communicate with each other at the apex of cochlea through an opening called helicotrema. Scala media is also known as cochlear duct or membranous cochlea. It is a blind coil tube which appears in triangular cross-section. Its three walls are formed by basilar membrane, resinous membrane, and stria vascularis. Basilar membrane supports the organ of Corti. Resinous membrane separates it from the scala vestibulae, whereas stria vascularis contain vascular epithelium and is concerned with secretion of endolymph. Cochlear duct is connected to the saccule by ductus reunions. The length of basilar membrane increases from the basal coil to the apical coil so that higher frequencies of sound are heard at the basal coil while lower ones are heard at the apical coil. Function of cochlea is the transduction of mechanical energy into electrical impulses. Mechanism. Movements of stapes foot plate are transmitted to the cochlear fluids that move basilar membrane. This sets up shearing force between tectorial membrane and hair cells. This causes distortion of hair cells, give rise to cochlear microphonics. This triggers nerve impulse. According to travelling wave theory of von Bexey, a sound wave depending on its frequency reaches maximum amplitude on a particular place on the basilar membrane and stimulates that segment. Higher frequencies are represented at the basal turn of cochlea and the progressively lower ones towards the apex. Embryological development. The cochlea is developed sufficiently by 20 weeks of gestation and the fetus can hear in the womb of the mother. This explains how Abhimanyu, while still unborn, could have heard the conversation about the Padma Vyuham between his mother Subhadra and father Arjuna. Thank you.